Are you able to hear me? Is my voice audible? Okay, so how you people are doing today? Asya, Sujit, Sadat, Tamil, Seher, Rashid, Rajiv. Good to see you, Rajiv, after a long time. Amo, George. Fine. So today what we are going to do, I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking. See, when you apply for a job, what do? You send your CV either through email or you give it in hand, right? Rashid, you are on mute. How I can hear you? Okay. So see, the most influential thing when it comes to a job is resume. If your resume is influential, okay, fine. See, if the first thing they see before taking your interview is your resume, and if it is influential, some people they have very good qualification, but they don't write their resume properly. Owing to that, they don't get calls. Fine. So today I will be teaching you how you need to what are the do's and don'ts you need to follow at the time of designing your CV. What is the appropriate format? Because if you have good qualification and if your resume is not influential, they won't consider it. So for that purpose, your resume should be influential. Fine. So the full form of resume is curriculum vitae, a brief account of one's education, qualification and previous occupation. CV stands for the Latin word curriculum vitae, which means the course of one's life. A CV is a resume, especially in American English. Your CV is a summary of your professional academic life until now, and it usually concentrates on your personal details, education, work experience. See, your CV's job is very simple: to get you a job interview, right? To do this, your CV must be clear, right? Well organized, easy to read, concise, relevant to the job offer. If any of these points are missing, you might not get a call for an interview. Okay, you might be having very good qualification, but if any of these things are missing, then you will never get a call. Fine. Now, your CV is the summary of your professional life. You should include everything that is relevant to employment or career and nothing that is irrelevant. Exactly what you include depends partially. Okay, where is that? Where I was? Yeah. What you include depends partially on your type of work. There are usually 5 general headings of information to include in a CV. First of all, you have to give the personal details, that is name, address, email, telephone number, and sometimes nationality, age, date of birth, and marital status. Right? Under objective, a headline that summarizes the job opportunity you are seeking. Fine? Is it clear, everyone? How about others? Okay. Now, under work experience, your previous employment in reverse chronological order. Reverse means last to first. Fine? With most details for your present or more recent job. So it goes in this order: most recent job to, it moves ahead to least recent job, right? From top to bottom, right? Education. Details of secondary and university education, including the establishments and qualification, but excluding any that are irrelevant to your career. Personal interest, demonstrating that you are a balanced, responsible member of a society with an interesting life outside work. Sometimes you may need to give additional information for a particular job because you have special qualifications. Here is the list of most of the possible headings. Now, format. Either it could be word processed or handwritten CV. Your CV should be word processed for several reasons. Firstly, in the English speaking world, a handwritten CV could be considered unprofessional. Okay, so it should be in a word file. Secondly, many recruitment agencies and some employers like to electronically scan CV. So in that case, if you have a handwritten CV, they will reject it straightforward. Fine. Now, thirdly, we shall see later, it will be much easier for you to update and modify your resume to target it to a specific employer if it is in soft copy. How many pages? Unless you are applying to be Secretary General of the United Nations, it is probably best to limit your CV to maximum of 2 pages. Okay, remember your CV is a tool to get you an interview. It is not designed to get you a job. So this is just for generating an interview call. And if it is not concrete and they have to read additional information in your CV, they will reject it straightforward. Fine? You can easily put everything you need to get an interview on 1 or 2 pages, right? If you put more than this, the employer has too much to read and may throw your CV into the nearest bin. In addition, if you put everything in the CV, you will have nothing new to say at the interview. Be kind to the employer. Leave them some questions to ask you. Fine? So, if they are going to overrate your CV, if it is, like too lengthy. Fine? Now, what size paper? Don't be tempted to demonstrate your individuality by using a non-standard paper size. You should simply, good evening, Riyadh. You will simply irritate the employer. There are basically 2 standard paper sizes depending on the part of the world. A4 and US letter size is this. What quality paper? Remember that your CV must be read and handled by several people. It will be an important document during the interview that you have to have. Choose a good quality, fairly heavy paper so that it remains in good condition all the time. Normal photocopying is 8 grams meter M2 in weight. This is little too light and will soon look like creased and dirty. Fine. Choose an easy to reach typeface. Typefaces are designed for specific purposes. The standard typefaces so your CV should be written in which format, which font should be used. It should be Time New Roman or Arial. Not too small, not too large. And the size of the font should be 12. Fine. So design can be Times New Roman or Arial. Fine. Never ever use capital letters. It means you are shouting. Capitals are very difficult to read and may be considered impolite in English speaking world. Do not use a lot of italics like this. Italics can be difficult and irritating to read. So no italics in resume. Do not use a fancy typeface. It is not appropriate for a professional document. Clear? Is this much clear to everyone? Okay. Now, let's see an example CV or resume. I hope you are enjoying it. This is quite different as compared to the normal days, right? Today I am teaching you entirely different things, right? Okay. Fine. So let me show you, CV, a sample CV. And then headings to use and then do's and don'ts. This is what we are going to learn. Now, let me show you a sample one. Okay. Oh, fine. Just wait for a while. Now, in the meanwhile, what you have to do, I'll tell you. In the meanwhile, let's solve some exercises. some grammar exercises. Fine. Now, we will do some grammar. Yesterday we did gerunds, right? Okay. Now, what you have to do here, before I teach you this, it's never write like this. Suppose you write your name like Sur, it should not be all capital. Obviously at the beginning you have to begin a sentence with a capital letter, but it's not like this. It should not be like this. It should not be like this. I would like to join your company as something something. See, if you write like this, everything in uppercase, then it will look very weird and it's unprofessional. Now you have to complete these exercises, fill these exercises with like, look like or be like. Yes. Can you see a grammar exercise? Now what you have to fill these sentences either using like, whichever one is appropriate. Look like, be like. Come on. Do this one. Yeah, please finish it. Prabha, what is the spelling of ghost? Yeah. Yes, yes, Ramesh. Hi, Ramesh. How are you? You have joined a bit late. So today we are solving. Earlier, I was teaching them about how they need to write a CV. What are the do's and don'ts of they need to follow at the time of writing a CV. And now they are solving the exercise which is there on the board. You have to fill in these blanks using like, look like, or be like, whichever one is appropriate. Feed that in the blank. Fine, Ramesh. Okay. Is everyone done with the same? Should I disclose the answers now? Is everyone done with the same? Fine. These are the answers. The first one is look like. The second one is do or like. The third one is again look like. The fourth one is or like. Fine. Sixth one is like or does or look like. Fine. Seventh is does or look like. Eighth is like. Ninth is or like. And tenth is like. Fine. Fine. How many of you got all of them right? Okay, fine. Fine, it's okay, Ramesh. Now, let's do the next exercise before we switch over to the CV thing. Alright. Now, let me put the next exercise. Yesterday we did gerunds, right? So let's do that. Okay, I'm just putting the next exercise on the board. Okay, fine. Yesterday we covered gerunds, so let's do one exercise on that. Yeah, please do this. Complete each sentence with the appropriate form of the verb in brackets. So question. Okay. So you have to finish these with the correct form of verbs in the bracket. Fine. Ramesh, I'm not getting you. Ramesh, wait. Is it clear what you people have to do? So you have to complete these sentences with the correct form of verb. You have to choose the correct form of verb. What are you saying, Ramesh? I'm not getting you. Ramesh, you are being unmuted. Please accept the audio control. Is it clear what you people have to do? Ramesh, please accept the audio control. Yes, Ramesh. What is your concern?
Hello?
Yes, Ramesh. Yeah.
No, I didn't get how it is coming live before the second question.
Come again.
That second question, how first one is coming live.
Second question you are saying, how is like coming for the second question? Yeah, you can surely do the same. See, you have joined late, so you can do the second one. Okay? Fine, Ramesh. I am saying you have joined late, so you can start doing the exercise which is there on the board. Fine?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, thank you. Please solve it fast. We have to cover other things as well. I have to do some business vocabulary too. This is very, very easy. We should get it all right. I got all 10 of them correct. How about you? This is very, very easy. Fine. Should I put the answers on the board? See, for the first, let me put the answers. Yeah, these are the answers. Making, to drive, to find, to call, driving, to meet, walking, sending, to use, speaking. What about last one? Is it speak or speaking? Jen intends to speak to his boss or speaking to his boss. Yes, it should be speaking. Fine. So how many of you got all 10 of them correct? I think the majority. Fine. Fine. Alright. Now, this is a resume example. It is, designed on the same format. It is, in this you will find all the do's, which, see, it is designed on the same format as you need to design. Fine. Okay, so objective is seeking an international sales management position in information technology where my extensive sales experience will be used to the fullest. Thomas Crown is the name. Experience, he has written his experience that he was a national sales manager and what was his task. Okay, countries also mentioned. Then he was a northern sales manager from 91 to 95 in Teletrona Systems. Fine. Then from 1989 to 90 he was under ESS Holdings and he was a senior sales representative there. And what was his job role? Sales, sales representative. Then he was a sales representative in ESS Holdings from 1986 to 89, and he has also written the reforma of his education. Okay, it was like from 82 to 86 he has done his graduation, and it was like BA, Business Administration and Information Systems. Captain of University Rugby Club. Okay, so he has written everything, and he has also written about his interests and followed by his address and email, telephone number and email ID. Fine. So this is the simplest form of CV. It can be even complex. Fine. Now, what we are going to do now is headings to use. Fine. What all headings you can use in a CV? So let's deal with that. Is this much clear to everyone? Alright. Now let's talk about resume headings. Okay. Now, in general, 5 or 6 headings will be enough for most resumes or CVs. However, sometimes you will want to use more headings when applying for a particular job for which additional information is appropriate. Here is a CV layout with most of the possible headings that you can choose. Fine. White, standard headings that you find on most CVs, and gray extra headings that you can add if necessary. Now, your name, first name, surname, for example, John Brown. Include a good photo if you want or if requested. Otherwise, we won't put. Address, fine. Telephone number, fax number if any, and then email ID. Now, is this much clear to everyone? Email. Then you need to put email, personal information, marital status, it could be single, married, divorced, separated, widowed. Then nationality, date of birth, start your date of birth in that form, like 1st January, so date, month, and then year. Or month, January, then 1st, date, comma, year. Fine? Is it fine? Alright. Then age, place of birth, this is not required. Objectives, state the position or opportunity that you are looking for. This must be short, 1 or 2 lines only. Summary of qualifications, this should be short as well. Your full qualifications will appear later under education. Professional experience, list your jobs in reverse chronological order, last is first. Fine? List your university school in reverse chronological order. Last is first. Fine. Specialized skills. Any additional special abilities that you have, for example, computer programming, that may be of interest to the employer. My voice okay now? Are you able to hear me? Alright. Cool. Now, professional memberships. List any relevant professional associations or clubs of which you are a member. Extracurricular activities. List any relevant activities that you may have outside work. Fine. Volunteer experience. List any relevant activities present or past that you might have done unpaid. Fine. And awards received. List any relevant awards or prizes. Accreditation. List any official recognition of you by a relevant organization. This is not required. This is also not required. This is also not required. And language. If necessary, list the languages you can speak. You can use the following descriptions. Mother tongue, fluent, excellent, good, some knowledge. Fine. Interests and activities, hobbies and references. Is this much clear to everyone? No. Alright. Now, what we are going to do, I'll just tell you. Let's do some online activities. Now, I have some online activities for you as well. Should we do that? Let's do matching exercises. Now, let's do linking words and matching exercises. The first one I have done for you. I'm giving you one link. You have to solve it. Okay? And I'll get to know the scores on my own, at my end. You can start solving it. Can you please do it? Is it clear what you have to do? See, I had given you one link. Once you will open that, okay, you have to match it. See, it's actually broken sentence. You have to match it with the correct option. You have to drag the correct choice to the appropriate answer to the correct choice. Fine? Is it clear, everyone? Please let me know in the chat box. Yeah, please solve it. Okay, fine. Let me give you another activity. For those who have already finished it, okay. Let me give you an exercise on prepositions. This is the missing gap exercise. For those who have already finished the first one, Prabha, you have to click on the link. How you will see it if you are not going to click on the link? See, this is the second activity for those who have finished the first one. Okay, and I'll get to know the scores. George, why don't you do the second one? For those who have finished the first one, please do the second one. Alright. This is the link. Shiful, Prabha link has been pasted again. Click on that and you would get that activity. How about others? Are you solving it or not? Please solve it fast. And George and others who have finished the first one, are you solving the second one or not? No. Second one is not the same. Wait. Second one is this one. Let me write second. This is for the second one. Sadat, this is for the second one. Please click on that. Is everyone done with the first one? Please let me know in the chat box. Okay, done. Is everyone done with both the tests, online exercises? Is everyone done with the same? Okay. Now, and how about that missing preposition exercise? Is everyone done with the same? Okay, fine. Let's do the next one. Let's do verbs and tenses. Please solve this one. The link is there in the chat box. Please solve this one. Please solve this one. And with the tenses one. Please let me know in the chat box. Hello? Hello, is my voice audible? Are you done with it? Sujit? Okay, fine. What was your score in that tenses one? Please write your scores. And linking words also I've taught you, I guess. Yeah, what was your score? Please write down your scores in the chat box. It's up. Okay, great. Now, we are going to do some vocabulary. Fine? So let's cover that. I am putting the documents on the board. So would you like to do vocabulary or more exercises? Would you like to do vocabulary or exercises? Please let me know in the chat box. How about others? I'll go with the majority decision. Please write it fast in the chat box. Don't take so much time in deciding what you would like to do specifically. Okay, let's do vocabulary. Now we are going to do vocabulary related to insurance. Okay. Actuary. What is that? Actuary. Have you ever heard this word before? This is in reference to, insurance. Actuary. Okay, a person who calculates risks for insurance companies. Fine. And do you know how you pronounce that? Actuary or actuary? You must be wondering that. So this is like actuary, and this is the link of how you need to pronounce this thing. So for someone who is working in an insurance company, calculate the risks for insurance companies is actuary. Fine. Please click on the link which is there in the chat box to get to see the pronunciation of this word. Assessor, a person who calculates the value of something. Fine. Claim, an application for payment under an insurance policy. Fine. Comprehensive, all-inclusive, providing complete protection. Consequential loss, a loss that happens as a consequence of or as a result of another. Cover, the protection given by the insurance company. Fine. Employer's liability, liability or responsibility of a firm for damage caused to one of its employees, right? So if you are working in a factory and you have met with an accident, company is going to pay the expenses for the treatment, right? And in any case, if the employee has lost his hands or any part of the body, then they need to pay compensation for the same, right? Goods in transit, property, merchandise, or any good in the process of being transported. Fine. And who is an insurance broker? Agent who arranges insurance, middleman between insurer and policyholder. Fine. Is it clear? Okay. So we are done for today. If you have any queries from whatever I have taught today, please do ask me. Okay. And if you have any other queries related to something else, you can ask me that too. So if you have any questions, please post it in the chat box or raise your hand. Do you have any queries? If you have any kind of queries, please do ask me in the chat box itself. And if you have any suggestions to make these classes even better, you can even suggest me that. I won't mind. And don't forget to fill the feedback form. Please be regular in class so that you don't lose grades. Because attendance does count, and if your attendance is not regular, you are going to lose grades unnecessarily. So please be regular. Please be attentive. Fine. And don't forget to fill the feedback forms. Nowadays, less number of people fill the feedback form. So if you have any suggestions, anything, you can fill that in the feedback form. Fine. Fine. So thank you so much. See you on Friday. Fine. Take care. Bye. Yeah, and don't forget to fill the feedback form. You can even write your suggestions in the feedback form, and if you want me to cover something specific in class under this subject, then you can even write that in the feedback.